Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Fuente and Meerapfel presents The Professor. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hope everybody's well. Everybody's doing well. We have an amazing show today. We have a very special guest of honor, Miss Liana Fuente.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Liana.
No
Hello,
pressure.
Liana.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to be here on this Fuente Friday.
Well, Liana, if you think you're excited, you have no idea how excited we are to have you on the show, because this is a very, very special moment. Everybody knows Liana Fuente. Liana Fuente is the daughter of Carlito Fuente. Liana Fuente has been active in the family business for many, many years now. She is the face, or one of the faces, of the Fuente companies, and we are so excited to hear a lot about Liana Fuente. And Professor, what's the theme of the day?
This one.
Well, I think the professor's on mute again, but let me throw this at you.
No.
The theme of the day, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. The theme of the day is, yes, Liana, and we have some amazing questions for her. So, Liana, the first question to you is this. You're the fourth generation of the Fuente family. You have been very active for many years. You started going out, visiting stores, doing events. Now you handle the image and a lot of stuff for the company. So your role as fourth generation, how does it feel? What does it mean? Tell us a little bit about that, the excitement that you bring to the company and to the industry and to the thousands of followers that you have. Tell us.
Being the fourth generation holds a lot, but, let's talk a little bit from the beginning. When I first started, I had a great mentor, of course, my grandfather and my father, but the truth is my grandfather always said, Liana, if you want to be in the family business, you have to start knowing bottom up. You have to know all aspects of the company. And just like, he did, he worked the factory, he did pilones, he did everything. He ran his company before he could ever afford to sell or hire anybody. With that being said, when I first started, I learned how to do the shipping. I was in the dock with Carl Herzog, receiving pallets, palletizing the shipment, shipping it out to our distributors. I was, which obviously didn't last too long because I'm good at colors, but not with numbers. So Karen Smith got me off the accounting side real fast. I was able to go and mentor with my grandfather, go to the Dominican. My first job with him was, he told me, Liana, if you don't see the smoke out of my cigar and you don't smell my aftershave, you're too far. You need to be, and also he told me, he probably told this to my dad too. I hope he's not on. You have one mouth and two ears. That means you have to do double the listening and less speaking. So don't interrupt me and just listen to whatever I say. So that was probably my first homework starting the company. And I was able to go to the Dominican. I worked on the farm. I was there next to my grandfather, my entire career. And I was with him, blessed to be with him the moment he passed with the family. So it's, being part of the fourth generation holds a lot of different hats. I would say one, I'm an employee. Yeah, I'm part of the company, part of the team that makes it a whole. There is no weak link, whether you sweep the floors or, you're on the top, you're the chairman himself, Carlos Fuente, my father. Every role that you do in this company has a huge part. So then another aspect of being the fourth generation is the family side. I'm the eldest of 8 grandchildren, and that holds a lot of weight in any family, being, the role model. I'm a big kid, so I have to really watch myself sometimes. I think my dad can attest to that. And then also being a Fuente means the charity aspect of what else do you do? What else do you give back? Having, my grandfather and my dad taught me, Liana, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't give of yourself, you're not giving anything. So giving of your time is the most valuable. So I'm very committed in giving back to the community as a face of the Fuente Family Foundation, but also personally, I give of my time. I work after I work my work hours. I go to Humane Society and clean poop, walk dogs, and try to do what I can. to be honest, I also raised a lot of money for breast cancer awareness. It's very, very close to my heart because I had a few losses in the family due to it. So I've become an advocate for the last 15 years and I haven't stopped. This year, listen to this, if I raise $40,000, so if you guys want to help support my cause, Liana Fuente /donate. If I raise $40,000 this year, I'm going to shave all my hair and donate it to cancer patients because as an alignment of what they're going to solidarity to bring awareness. This is not just October breast cancer month. It's every year. 1 in 8 men actually get breast cancer. I'm not sure if you guys know that. And 1 in 8 women, 1 of 32 men get it. So it's I know we're in some trying times now with the coronavirus, but you can't lose focus of the things you truly believe in, and giving back is a part of.
What was the name of the website again?
Liana Fuente /donate.
All right. Well, this is incredible. We're getting a lot of information very quickly, and Lyanna's, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, Lyanna. That's incredible. There is a very nice picture I can see behind your right hand there. Can you talk about that a little bit, please?
Yeah. Okay. So that was actually that was a gift from my uncle Arturo Sandoval and his beautiful wife Marinela. And that's probably one of my favorite gifts that I got for my wedding. And I'm gonna bring it up. It's me and my dad. When I walked down the aisle,
wow.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, awesome.
I was so nervous that day, and I think my dad literally had to shove me down the aisle. I didn't know what to do. I was so nervous.
Well,
don't tell my husband that.
Thank God the show's about Liana Fuente, because if not, I would have to ask Carlito what he thinks about walking down the aisle with his daughter on that picture. Hey, Papi, how you doing?
Hi, Dad.
Oh, I'm doing great. You know what? I was doing everything possible to see if I could step on her dress and break the back off and delay every moment that I could. But you know what? Sometimes I see my daughter. I'm so proud of her. And by the way, Lyanna, I'm wearing pink for you because
I know. Let's say, Dad, real men wear pink. I love it.
And I'm so proud of you and what you do and how much you give back and contribute to your community and for breast cancer and so forth. I'm just so proud of you. You make my eyes gleam and everything. But I kind of feel relieved a little bit because a lot of times I feel guilty because of tough love and so forth, and probably is going to be asking you a few questions. But, I don't feel as bad now because your grandfather said, you have, what do you call it, one mouth and 2 ears. So maybe I'm getting a lot like your grandfather. Just listen to me and do what I say.
Not what I do. Okay.
I don't feel as bad anymore as being a daddy. I know what it's like. But I love you with all my heart. I'm so proud that you're here.
I love you too, Papa.
Oh, all right, guys, this is wonderful. We got so many questions for you, Lyanna, today. We don't know where to start, and we're certainly not going to know where to finish. But we have to start somewhere. And let's kick it over to the professor.
Lyanna?
Yeah?
I want you to tell us what has been your greatest challenge working at Fuente?
Greatest challenge? Well, there's always a lot of challenges, right? So I can state the obvious, FDA is coming up. We have the coronavirus going on right now. But I would say the biggest challenge, even though I'm very blessed, being a woman in this industry has been a challenge. To be honest with you, you see more women smoking cigars and you see women out there running the companies now. I mean, it's exciting to see so many young women being in the forefront and leading their companies, which I'm honored and proud to be a part of a family that allows women to grow. And, my grandfather always had women beside them. Before me came my Aunt Cynthia. Before her came my Abuela Ana, who worked in the factory with my grandfather rolling cigars. And before her was my great-grandmother. But we have amazing people that work with us. To be honest with you, it is a man's world. And I'd be lying to say that it isn't. But the truth is that my family has been a major backbone and a rock of supportive people. So my grandfather and my dad told me, Lyanna, you have to know everything more than a man, because you're going to go out there on the road. And I seen it myself. Last couple of years, I've been on the road 3 weeks a month. And I've been with, honestly, the best sales team I have, I swear. I shout out to all the guys out there. I know hopefully you guys are watching. That was an experience within itself, because I got to see what it's like before people knew, what family I came from. I just walked in and stayed quiet to listen, to observe. And the question was always directed to the man. The question, when I would try to answer something, visually, it'd always go to the man first, the sales team. And throughout time, things changed and people started seeing, because I learned, not because I was told. I learned by doing. I learned by seeing. I learned by experiencing. And honestly, that's probably a very hard road, but I'm so happy that I went through those trials, because that made me a stronger person today, not just a woman, a person. And my grandfather always taught me, Lyanna, no matter how big the man is, there's always a woman behind him that helps him. So he would tell me, men are the head and women are the neck. So we get to turn the head. So don't ever forget it. So
I love it.
So that's it. But don't tell my husband, just in case.
I can't let him know the truth.
Another question is, and this one I think your father might help you out a little bit on this one, but I want your opinion. Where do you see the company for the next 10 years?
Where do I see the company? Well, our family started in 1912, and it's a family company. In the next 10 years, we're still going to be a family company. There's no doubt in my mind we're still going to be a family company. As part of the fourth generation, we have a strong lineup of young Fuenteses that are excited and smart and talented and determined. I think that's one thing my family has always instilled in myself and the rest of us, that, we have a commitment to quality, a commitment to our family, and commitment to the brand. And we're not going to cut corners. And no matter what happens in the world, my grandfather said, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. And that's not going to change. And no matter, look, we've gone through fires, we've gone through losses. My grandfather went through polio, for God's sakes, where they said he'd never walk again. We've lost it all. And it seems like every time something happens, we fall, we get up stronger. And that's not going to change 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. I actually look forward to it. I think that there's a lot of exciting things out there. My father is a genius and a creative mind on expanding and growing and being, we got so many secrets. And I always call my dad like the Willy Wonka of the chocolate factory. You know what I'm saying? The things that he comes up with and the things that he puts together, at first I'm like, my dad's lost it. But then no, I think so many people underestimate my father, because there's the Carlito that you see out, and then there's a Carlito that we know. He's actually he's like a quiet giant. He has that giant personality, but man, my dad is like, just to see him working on his quiet times, to see him out on the road, to see him out, just thinking, I'm telling you, it's like, I'm so proud to be his daughter, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
That's a good one. So let me ask you this one. How hard is it for you to convince your dad on new ideas? Come on, and be honest.
That's a good one.
Jesus, really? Well, to be honest with you, all right, I'll be honest. First of all, Carlos Fuente is my boss, my only boss, so we'll just say it like that. Then Carlos Fuente is also my dad, which is, he's tough on me. I think the older I get, the tougher it is, but we've grown to have a beautiful relationship, as far as I can say he's a friend. And it's crazy in a sense that we're both creatives. So I don't know, a lot of people, I never say, but like a lot of the design works, like the ads and the ashtrays and all the point of sale, we design in-house. We're a family business. We do everything. I have a team that I work with, and they're phenomenal, a family company that are close to me. I've been working with them for the last 16 years, and we do everything ourselves. And it's, I always try to show my dad towards the end of the process, because he always has changes. And at first I would be like, God, really? And then you know, my dad has taught me so much and it always made things better. So two creative minds is chaos, but at the end, it always works out for the best. So it's always, I wish there was a camera sometimes watching our conversations, because I don't think there'd be a dull moment. I think we have to talk about 20,000 followers just watching our conversations. It's fun. It's not easy.
That's a good idea.
We fight, but like any family, I think it's very important. We always stick together no matter what. And I know that my dad always has my back, so it's good.
Carlito, you're not going to say anything? Come on.
I'm just so proud of my daughter. The only thing I want to say is that I do the same with my daughter as my father with me. Just keep pushing and keep pushing. And no matter what she shows me, I said, no, we got to fix this. So we got to fix this. So go back one more time. And I think she's learned that. But I tell you, I'm half out of gas already. And that's normal. So thank God that I have all this, you know, I have this youth behind me pushing me that's constantly coming out with some great, beautiful ideas. She's done so many creative things. Basically, you know, it was hard. It was very difficult for me. I never imagined that someone could have the feel the feel for the image, the feel for what I wanted to project the people to see us as. I never thought that I would have someone, you know, that close to me who was able to accomplish that. And the last thing I thought that would be one of my children. I am so proud of her. I mean, she gets the things done. She does it right. She's tougher. She reminds me of myself 30 years ago. I used to be one that nothing was perfect ever. I was always unhappy. Now, you know, as you get older, I say, well, you know, there's so many other problems. Let's focus on the priorities. But she knows she's a sticker for perfection. She says, Dad, what's wrong with you? Dad, what's wrong? You taught me differently. And we just go back and forth and everything. But she gets the things done. She's not happy, and she doesn't accept. She fights back. She fights back very hard with me, and she won't accept anything unless she feels it's perfect. And for that, I compliment her, and I'm very grateful.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, you heard it there. I mean, there's no hiding about this one. So we got that.
I'm liking this. You know, Dad's not one for compliments ever, which is awesome. So I'm loving the show, Jeremiah. Great job.
This is great. And we're going to make sure this happens way more often, because everybody's into this. And I have to add one thing. I've seen from my own eyes, the creative genius of Carlito has definitely worn off on his daughter, Lyanna, because when I see how she's putting together all these NTPs, these non-tobacco products, whether it's the t-shirts, whether it's the ashtrays, all these beautiful things. A little bird tells me that Lyanna is extremely involved and responsible for such gorgeous products which are coming out on the market. Lyanna, is this correct?
Yeah, we're pretty excited this year. Unfortunately, because of coronavirus, we had a little couple setbacks, but the new things that are coming out in the market, you guys are going to be able to buy directly, hopefully, God willing. Don't tell nobody because it's not up yet. I'm excited. You guys have been seeing a couple sneak peeks of items that Melanie's been holding up, and shirts that you see online, and hats and everything. So we've lined up with another family brand, and they're made in the U.S., and we're super excited to bring some youth and excitement and creative things coming up. So we're excited. Keep an eye out.
Gentlemen, when we tell you that there's behind the scenes on this show, there's behind the scenes. And today, that behind the scenes, she's beautiful, she's talented, she is Liana Fuente. Professor, keep shooting.
Okay, I have one. One that I have is, how does it feel to be the daughter of probably one of the most recognized names in the entire world? Because anybody who smokes cigars, I can guarantee you, has heard the brand Fuente, and more than anything else, the name Carlito Fuente. And if still you were not convinced, with the bobblehead, where is Carlito? That was like the drop. So how does it feel to be the daughter of Carlito Fuente?
Okay, well, let's talk about that bobblehead before I answer that question. I got so tired of people asking me, where's Carlito? Where's Carlito? I was like, Bob, I'm going to make a bobblehead. He's like, nah. And then he goes, make a bobblehead. And everybody thought I was crazy, and it turned into this huge thing. So where's Carlito? We've done a lot of fun. Right now we have a promotion going on. Your best quarantine picture of where's Carlito. Send it to me. You get some fun prizes. Some of the stuff that you guys, I'm sending out on the prizes is stuff that are not in the market. They're like my one-offs, the single hats that, you know, I want to do production or things didn't happen. So I have a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind stuff that I'm giving out. But Jose, to answer your question, even if my father wasn't the man that you guys know, Carlos Fuente, obviously Carlito, you know, and I'm proud of my dad without being all this stuff. He has the biggest, without me getting emotional, of course he gave it to me, so I'm emotional like my dad. He gave me the biggest blessing as a father because of who he is, of his heart of giving back. He's selfless. He is kind. I don't know about patient, but he's one of my dearest, closest friends, and I'm proud just to be his daughter without being anything.
So this next question is, Carlito, how does it feel to be the father of Liana Fuente?
Well, at first I was just so proud because I said, oh my God, God has blessed me with one of the most beautiful daughters on earth. She's so gorgeous, she's so beautiful. And then as she started maturing and as she learned, because I wanted to go back, she spent a year working with Juan Sosa and Plant 4 in apprenticeship, making cigars, and worked in the factory. I mean, she cut a lot of things out. She's been in this her entire life. And, you know, it's she developed into being an individual, being Lyanna. Lyanna is not Carlito Fuente. Carlito Fuente is Lyanna's father. You know, she's not my daughter. Now people say, oh, are you Lyanna's father? It's before they used to say, oh, Lyanna, is Carlito your dad? Now it's changed. She's become a face. She's become the face. So when people go to, I send people to her to resolve things because she resolves them and she gets things done. It's, you know, I can't ask for more. What could I ask? She's everything that any father could want in a person. The only thing is that, like a father, you know, we all fathers, I assume, we worry. And I worry about her because she has such a huge heart that people with huge hearts, sometimes they get hurt a lot because she suffers for others that she sees that are in pain, and she wants to resolve the problems of the world. And those are the things that, you know, those are the qualities she has. But she also has a magic gift. She has vision. And that's something that I think you cannot learn. You either have it or you don't have it. My father had vision. My father, you know, he had a feel for things. He could feel it. He could smell it. You know, he could smell when things were happening. And I see that with Lyanna also. She has that gift that she has vision and she could see the future. And I hope she sees the future as bright as I see it. I see the future of the best years yet to come. I see our family, hopefully through success, we're able to reach out to people not only in our neighborhoods any longer, but to people all around the world and be able to contribute to bring pleasure, to give them love, to share joy, build friendships, because that's what fuels my soul, and I know that's what fuels my daughter's soul. You know, she's so much like me in many ways. I see her, and I see how eager she is to, you know, for her father to be proud of her and everybody be proud of her. But we can't show that many times because we don't want them to relax. We want them to keep pushing the envelope. So, and that's exactly what she does. She's always outperforming herself. And, you know, I couldn't ask for more. As a father, as a friend, my daughter and I hang out together. We have the fun of our lives together. We dance together. I mean, she's my friend. When I'm in Tampa, she's my date. And her husband once in a while comes along. But I always try to find a day that he's busy or something, or he has to be at a gym to invite my daughter out. But anyway, I'm just joking. I love him. I told him the day that my daughter was married, because I've heard this before. I said, listen, I didn't lose a daughter. I gained a son. And that's exactly how I feel. We're one family. We were raised this way. We're all one. And we're very, very close, even though we live so far away from each other. Because right now there's people from all over the world on this call. And our business has forced us to live separately. Sometimes we're in the United States, sometimes you're in Europe, and I'm in the Dominican Republic or somewhere else. But we're together constantly on the phone, and we're together connected by the heart and soul. And this is our contribution to our industry, and our contribution the sacrifice we have to make, because we love what we do. There's nothing else in this world that I know my daughter would prefer to do, nor I would prefer to do. If I have a choice to do everything all over again, I will not change one iota of anything. I love this business. I love this world. I love the people in the business. I love the people I've met in the business. And I don't like to even use the word business, because I don't think of it as a business. I think of it as a family, a culture, and we're just one large community. So for that, I am so proud of my daughter, because she fits right in, and she's taking it to the next level.
Well,
So
ladies and
Lyanna,
gentlemen,
you got an A+ from your dad. That's good news.
No, I got a little emotional. I love it.
all right. Well, it's custom in this show to pull somebody on and to ask questions live. And we got a hell of a question. Talk about emotions, talk about history, talk about dreams. There's a beautiful question that arrived from a gentleman which you all know very well. His name's Michael Dorothy. Michael, could you please ask your question live?
Hello. How is everyone doing?
Oh, great to
How
hear
are
you.
you, Michael?
Hey, how's my little Frenchy nephew doing?
I'm telling you, he just can't wait for you to get your own French bulldog.
Yeah, I know. I need one, man. I'm getting lonely.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Beautiful.
Well,
What's your
Lyanna,
question, Michael?
I wanted to ask you a question. You know, your grandfather was very famous for loving Chivas 18-year-old and Don Carlos cigars. I was wondering if you have a favorite cocktail and cigar combination that you enjoy.
Well, yes, I do, Michael. If anybody knows Michael is part of that amazing sales team that we have, and honestly, extended family. Michael has been on the road with me quite a bit, and I've been on the road with him quite a bit, and I think he could answer this question. My favorite drink is a Beefeater martini, okay? I know I shouldn't say it, but I am a gin fanatic, but it has to be extra dirty, blue cheese olives. And my grandfather used to love them, my dad loves them, and I've taken that personal trait. So if anybody knows me, they know I'm drinking a Beefeater martini. Now, as far as pairing, honestly, I think it's up to you. Everybody's palate is so different and so complex. Whether, I know when growing up, everybody's like, no, you have to drink this, you have to drink that. The truth is, it's okay to be different, and it's your cigar and it's your drink, and you enjoy it the way you want to do it. And just like Jose said, a bad cigar is no such thing as a bad cigar, but there's bad company in a sense where that can make that experience terrible. So favorite drink, yes, Beefeater martini, and anything, whatever the person enjoys. I don't have a preference. I'm a connoisseur of all fine things.
All right, so gentlemen out there, well, actually, no, not when the husband is around, but gentlemen, when anybody goes up to Liana Fuente and asks her what she wants to drink, you've just lost, because you should know what it is. All right, Professor, back to you.
Okay, one thing that a lot of people ask all the time is, okay, the Fuente family been around for 100-something years. We already see that Lyanna is playing a big role in the company, and Carlito's son also in a couple of years will be part of it also. So there's going to be a time where all these new ideas that come from you and all the great people that work at Fuente. So what is something, if we could know, you don't have to give it all out, that you would like to see your father do? It could be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe for his 70th birthday. Who knows? What is something
70.
that you?
He's 21.
Whatever it is,
About
whatever
70.
it is, whatever it is, don't you dare say retire, because I don't intend to retire ever.
I'm not saying you're gonna retire. Hey, Papa, remember what I told you? And I'm gonna say this publicly today. And I told Lyanna, you and I were gonna do a video. I've been doing a bachelor degree for many years. Now, my next 5 years with Fuente is gonna be an MBA. And then from 75 to 80, it's gonna be a PhD. And at 80, I'll have to think if I still wanna work. But I'm gonna tell you this, I would like to hear something from Lyanna about, you don't have to give it all out, but an idea, something that could, don't give it all out, but something that we could all say like, wow, when this happened, it's gonna be like, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it.
Well, I can't tell you, one thing that our family does is we keep all our cards in our pocket, but I would tell you on something personal. I said earlier that my dad gives everything of himself, his time, his energy, everything to the company, everything to the foundation. I don't know if you guys are aware of Cigar Family Charitable Foundation. That's another episode within itself, and hopefully we really get to go into that, because my dad has changed people's lives, and I don't think people really know how much of an amazing, and I'm not trying to, because he's on the show. I mean, if I didn't know my dad, I'm telling you, he is just an amazing man. What I would like to see from my dad, not retire, because you're not leaving anywhere, and you're not leaving me ever, because I am a daddy's girl. I would like him to have some rest, take some time for himself, disconnect, wear a pair of shorts and relax at the beach and just disconnect from work, from life, from drama, from everything. Because look, right now, with everything happening with the coronavirus, my dad's still in the Dominican. He's not leaving. He's buckling down. He's there with everybody, his extended family. That's what's most important to all of us, really. But my dad gives of himself before anybody else. He's last all the time. So I would like him to put himself first.
Thank you.
Carlito, you heard the prescription, so it's up to you now.
By the way, I'm having a pleated shorts with pockets, like a Guayabera shorts, in case I decide to go to the beach one day, where I could go with my black leather Italian shoes.
Why does that not surprise me? All right.
I know. Listen, okay, now we're talking family. No one's really watching. I remember when we used to go to Busch Gardens with my little sister and my siblings were little, my dad would have his Florsheim shoes on at Busch Gardens with dress pants. He always, to the nine, always looked the best. And my siblings and I would always, Papa, he always looked good. So I would love him to get a kick butt pair of Nikes or whatever it is and just relax. I would love to see that from my dad.
All right. Well, when it does, make sure you post it online. And in the meantime, Professor, keep those questions coming.
I think we have some questions also on the Q&A also.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's the case, it's time for Melanie's Hotspot.
Well, hello, guys. How are you?
Hi, Melanie.
So it looks like we've got a couple of questions. Lyanna, what is the one thing you indulge in when you come home from a business trip?
Anybody that knows me is probably Cuban music, my husband, and my dogs. My husband doesn't like talking about it, but he's very talented when it comes to Cuban music. And it's so funny because him and Arturo Sandoval, when they get together, they're going back and talk about music. And Arturo's like, "How did you know that, brother?" And in this, my grandfather, my husband, loves it. We play congas outside and we listen to music every morning, blasting. My neighbors, if they don't hear my husband's music or, the congas outside, they're like, "Is your husband okay?" Or it's Friday night and we don't hear the music out. So they already know, so music, dancing, family time, relaxing, cigars. That's what I do when I come home.
That sounds awesome.
It's fun. I'm telling you, we should have a TV show. Seriously.
Yeah. Definitely gonna make that happen. All right. How are you coming along with creating your own blend?
Oof. Coming along. Okay, I think my dad's scared to come out because it might be better than his.
Controversy. You're going to get controversy. Come on, Lyanna, tell us more about that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to press it. We've actually, there's several blends that we've been working on. ironically enough, before the 100-year anniversary, my grandfather and I were having ideas back and forth on the blends and everything. And he's like, you know, Lyanna, we're going to have to hold on because it's a 100-year anniversary. Then the fire happened. So we've been working on so many different things. And my dad is listening, and he's, you know, always tweaking, always perfecting, always this, and always gave back, or that's not good enough, and da, da, da. So I'm telling you, you guys have no idea what to expect. And if I can say this now that I have everybody on, I can't stand when people ask me, what is a woman cigar? What does that mean? So the cigar that I want to come out is going to be so kick ash. I'm a lady, I can't say the other one. Kick ash. And we're excited. This is going to be a full-bodied experience, and I cannot wait for you guys to enjoy it the way we have. And my dad's a genius, and we have so many things coming out, and just wait. And I think my dad's holding it back because he doesn't want no competition, is what I think.
Hey, Carlito.
You know it.
Carlito,
You know it.
we got to get
Yeah.
a response from you on this.
No, you know it. She's worked on a label for years now. And, you know, I believe in positioning, and timing is very important. I think the time, you know, there's so many things, the priorities that we've been facing. One, obviously, everyone knows is the FDA being able to do certain things, but we have certain products registered. We've shipped some of the cigars in the United States and everything, and we have them protected. But I think that timing is very important. I think the time will come when Lyanna is going to drop napalm. And that napalm will smell like victory. There's no question about it. The cigar is delicious. It's good. It's a complete cigar. And I have no, and the labels are beautiful. I mean, the designs, the labels are not printed, but they're beautiful. And she's been wanting this for a long time. And because of situations and priorities that I believe, and I you know, I think that we have so many things going on now. There's so much, you know, that I don't think it's the right time, but I think the right time is right around the corner. And hopefully when we overcome all these crises we're facing, and we do have the time, that we can focus on something that give it the attention that Lyanna deserves, because she's worked on this with many years, and most of it alongside with my father, some with me, and I've just been holding it back because I know that when it comes out, it's going to take all the attention away from everything I've always done.
Wait a minute. I didn't get to stump the professor, but I think I made my dad blush. He has little rosy cheeks that made him blush.
That's even better.
Yes, Lyanna, you're that good.
Lyanna,
You're that good. Absolutely.
you've just won a bobblehead.
I wonder where I can get those.
Lyanna,
Yes.
we all know that your father or the company has received worldwide recognitions from all the top magazines in the world. He's been recognized Cigar of the Year. He's been recognized by, I think, every magazine, every social media that's out there. He's been on the cover of Cigar Aficionado with Don Carlos. But I would like to ask you, of all the awards and recognition that your father has received, there has to be one that really got you like saying, wow. I know this was not in the thoughts, but it just came to me like this. Since you've been with Fuente, what has been a moment where did you really said like, wow, this is really outstanding recognition that whatever magazine or institution has given to your father? I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, this is easy for me. The truth is my dad has been awarded a lot of legacy awards on the cover, first ever in history to be on the cover, first family to be on the cover of Cigar Aficionado, my grandfather, my father. But the truth is what my dad has done for the kids of the foundation, Cigar family, you know, these children didn't have anything. They didn't know, they didn't have running water, they didn't have electricity, they didn't have an education, they didn't know how to read or write. And my dad has changed their lives because he had a dream. And at Chateau de la Fuente, the birthplace of dream, he's kept and kind of give life to all these children's dreams. So every time I see a kid graduate, I get emotional. It's my dad and the Neiman family that made it happen because they believed. And to me, that is bigger than anything else. So.
All right. Well, you can all see and testify for yourself how emotional and how beautiful and how much work and passion this family puts into not only the cigars, but everything they do. And it's in moments like this where the true value of human beings come out, and we can only respect that and pay tribute to what we keep believing in. I'm going to pull somebody onto the show right now. He has an amazing question. We all know him very well. John Oliva, the floor is yours. John,
how's
how you
everyone
doing?
doing today? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. How are you,
Yes,
John?
we can. Hello, John.
Perfect. Doing good here in Tampa, Florida. Just wanted to take a moment here and ask Liana a question. One of my favorite cigars that we make, that in my opinion, when we look back in the years to come, is going to probably end up being one of the biggest, most romantic stories of the Fuente history, is the Casa Cuba line. And Liana, that was something that you got to witness the creation of firsthand and see your grandfather go through the process and go back to the old way of doing things and leave that legacy as his final gift to the cigar smoking world. So I thought that everyone out there listening would love to hear what you witnessed and what it meant to you.
So actually, this is a pretty funny story and pretty amazing to be able to witness it myself, and not just myself, the whole entire family, except my dad, because he had no idea what was going on. So my grandfather knew that, Cuba probably was never going to open up one day. And he loved this label and he loved this brand. He loved the brand so much. And he wanted to give tribute to the old days of cigar making, the way his dad taught him how to blend with a certain balance and percentage, how the old school way of blending. And so the packaging wasn't perfect. So my grandfather had his team, because he had his own team making cigars for him. And they started rolling cigars. Well, if anybody knows, my grandfather always had cigars in his pocket, and he'd always would give them away. And normally everybody knew it was Don Carlos, his blend, but he'd throw in some Casa Cubas there without having a label. And everybody was like, oh, Don Carlos, this cigar is the best. This cigar is the best. Cigar is the best. Well, he started to produce it. And then one day my dad saw the cigars. He's like, what the is this? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, this is not right. Long story short, we had a whole back production because we had to redesign the boxes and the labels because it had to be perfect. But by that time, so many people loved the cigar, and they smoked the cigar, and they were dying for it. And the demand was so high that it came out. And my grandfather believed so much in this blend, because I don't know if you guys notice, a lot of people, when I go into retail stores, are like, Casa Cuba doesn't have a Duro Fuente. You need to tweak the box because it doesn't. I say a Duro Fuente. Well, here it is. My grandfather believed in it so much that he said this brand can stand without being a Duro Fuente on the box. This is a great cigar, and this is he gave his heart to this blend, and even to the when he was sick in the hospital, he called in Anna about a dream that he had for divine inspiration. He's like, put this together. And then all of a sudden the factory came, we flew to the Dominican, we tried the sample. He didn't even tweak it. And that was divine inspiration. So my grandfather truly gave his heart and soul to this brand. And that's why you don't see a Duro Fuente in a box, because I'm telling you, I smoke it daily. I love it. I can't say how much I smoke because my dad might get in trouble. Because like I said, he's my only boss, and but the brand it's phenomenal. You can't go wrong whether it's a 4 or 5 divine inspiration. I mean, look, my friends ask me about cigars. What cigars, you like? I like them all. One thing about a Duro Fuente is that they're like the family, the brand. So it's a family, but we have thousands of family members in our factories, and it's a team. But we're like Baskin Robbins. there is a cigar out there for everyone. We make so many different types of blends, and I mastermind. Hats off to my dad and my grandfather, my aunt Cynthia as well, and the team that is with them, because without the team that we have, we wouldn't be able to do what we do today. And it's amazing how many different varieties and flavor profiles and how depth. And you know, my grandfather always say, Lyanna, you can keep the money in the bank. I'm gonna keep it in the tobacco barns. The amount of tobacco that we have aging, because, you know, that was his philosophy, and we're able to sustain, you know, keeping the quality and the consistency there. And we are, honestly, that is like, you know, we talk about a marriage, you know, husband and wife, but we are married to the idea of keeping quality, consistency alive through Arturo Fuente. And I'm the 4th generation, and I look forward to the 8th generation. Hopefully we can all do our part to keep this going. And I'm very proud to be a Fuente, and I'm very proud of the stuff that we do. And I'm more proud of the things that we do that people don't know about, and it's giving back. And that's something I'm very proud of.
John, thank you very much. I hope you got your money's worth in that answer. All right. Over to you, Melanie. I would like you to tell everybody how to log on, how to go onto YouTube, how to go onto Facebook, how to go onto the website. Melanie, could you please explain to everybody how this works?
Okay, so right now our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/The Professor Show. You go there and it'll have a button anytime at 11 a.m. on any weekday. You can click that and you'll end up here.
All right.
You can also go to, we do have our website up. It is working, but we will change the name of it soon. So currently it's thefuenteshow.com. You can find a lot of links there to YouTube and many other places.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Melanie. So you heard that on Facebook, it's the Professor Show on Facebook. We have a YouTube page, which is also linked. All of the stuff goes right onto YouTube. It's recorded. And if you want to watch it at a later date, you can go back to those archives and make sure that you get all of the crunchy information, which we've left there. There's a Facebook, there's an internet page, which is going to come up, which is also going to be called professorshow.com. So there's lots of stuff going on Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is 5 o'clock Brussels and Paris time, and 11 o'clock p.m. Shanghai and Hong Kong time, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Back to you, Professor.
I think you have a question for her also too, Jeremiah.
Oh my goodness, I have a lot of questions for Lyanna, but the show's about nailing the professor, not nailing Lyanna. All right, well, you know what? I'll ask a question or two. But what's very important for me is, very important, what's extremely important for me is the facet of Lyanna, which she's inherited from her father, which is not about the cigars, but about the people. And Lyanna represents so much when it comes to what she does for the communities. She's very, very briefly touched upon helping various charities, various organizations. But I think it's something which she should maybe speak about a little bit more. Lyanna, could you go into that a little?
Yeah, I can. So my dad and my grandfather always taught us giving back as part of who we are. It's the Fuente way. We give of ourselves. And they built something for the next generation, being the Fuente family, to be able for us to get involved and to do things for others. And that's the Fuente Family Foundation. It's all family money. We all put it together, and it's our way of giving back. Besides the stuff that we do from the foundation, whether it's St. Jude's, where it's Autism Speaks, whether it's, CFCF with Boys and Girls Club. My grandfather was an avid supporter of Boys and Girls Club, especially in the local communities. We go and we do fundraisers. I just did a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club, probably like last month on a Friday. We raised a lot of money for the kids in the community. But again, I personally, to me, working with animals, working with special needs, my cousin Bianca, I'm very proud of her. She is a teacher, and she works with special needs. And it just shows you the level of all the lessons that my family has taught the next generation. It's very important to me as well as the whole entire next generation. I'm very proud of coming up with a family that allows us, right? So, you know, my grandfather always says, educate, 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 but you're also giving them opportunities that we're able to do that. Because sometimes, you know, we're very blessed, and we have to remember and recognize that if it wasn't for the people before us, you know, my father, Cynthia, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, we wouldn't be able to have the blessings that we have. And it's very important for us to give a part of ourselves. And that's what I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know you're involved in huge amounts of volunteering, huge amounts of causes. And no, I mean, that's definitely a trait of the Fuente family, of the Fuente, the members of the family. And no, we can only thank you and congratulate you, Lyanna, for not only the incredible work that you're carrying throughout the various companies and the Fuente companies, but also the work which you're doing within the communities, whether it's in the United States or anywhere else in the world. And we're blessed to have humans like you around us. Thank you very much. Professor.
Lyanna, I think you should talk a little bit about this fundraising that you have, and I think you should tell people the importance of it and what you're going to do very soon, and a goal that you have for this.
Well, my goal this year, so I've raised over $90,000 since my aunt passed away of breast cancer, and my grandmother passed away last year in July 30th of breast cancer, and that's devastating to me. So this year, in her honor, I want to raise $40,000. If I were to hit my peak at $40,000, which I know I'm gonna, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's no such thing as can't in our family, so I will reach $40,000. And when I surpass $40,000, I'm going to donate all my hair completely off. I'm going to look like Jeremiah. Let me see, Jeremiah, what do you got under that hat?
All right, now I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this for you. No, you're gonna have to. You don't have to wait till she raised the $40,000. You're gonna get a sneak preview right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. She's gonna look like this, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, so this is what the page looks like. I'll put it up in the comments.
Thank you, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, yes?
Lyanna,
Yeah.
Emma has a message for you. We know you're going to hit the $40,000, but
My mother died from cancer.
her mother died from cancer. For you to take,
And you will get it.
and you'll get your $40,000.
But do not shave your beautiful hair.
Do not shave your beautiful hair.
I already gave my word. My word is golden. Learn that from my family too.
When a Fuente gives their word, a Fuente gives their word. We all know that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the day. We're going over to Benoit's Baked. Benoit, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Happy Fuente Friday, everybody.
Fuente Friday.
Hello. How are you doing?
All right, Benoit, I got to tell you
Papo,
something.
Jose, Melanie. Nice to meet you.
I got to tell you something,
Cynthia.
but we have a lady
Yep.
on the show. You're going to keep it toned down today. You understand me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. So it's a very short and very cute one. So that's the story of two termites. So everybody know what a termite is?
A
Termite?
Yes.
Termite.
Yes. Yeah, a termite. Yep.
A termite. So the bugs eating wood. So two termites work into a bar. So you know the typical bar in United States, made with a lot of wood, with oak and etc. So two termites walk into the bar, sit down, and then one termite asks to the other, "Is the bartender here?" Ta-da!
All right. That was very cute and very nice. Thank you very much, Benoit.
Voilà.
Now, I have to tell everybody that Benoit is actually not at home under studio conditions where he's nice and clear. Nope. He's actually at a restaurant cooking and packing food for the emergency staff at the hospitals who do not have time to eat, to cook, or do not have time to get food right now. So Benoit, thank you very much for everything you're doing. and congratulations. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing what you're doing for the moment. Thank you.
Man, brother.
There we go.
Absolutely.
All right, Professor. We got time for a couple of questions, but the time is coming really quickly.
Okay.
Bernard?
Yes.
We can stay a little later, right, Jeremiah?
Yeah, of course we can stay a little later. I think Benoit wants to say something. Yes, Benoit.
Yes, just hello from my chef.
Hello, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Busy this week. I was working for the helpers in the hospital everywhere in Belgium. So in Brussels, that's why I'm cooking every day.
Fantastic.
well, a lot of you don't know this, but the chef Christophe Hardiquest is the #1 rated chef in the entire of Belgium, the capital of Europe. And this Michelin star chef is taking his time and his resources to cook for anybody in need right now in the hospital. So congratulations, guys. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We love you. Happy Fuente Friday and see you next week.
Friday.
Happy Fuente
right.
Friday.
Happy Fuente
Time for
Friday.
cigar for me now.
Back to
Bye.
you.
Liana, you've done many events, and let's take out the big smoke and things like that. What has been an experience that you did, doesn't matter what store, what state, whatever, that after that, it made you think about different things to bring to the table for a next event, and that you talk with your father and the staff and the salespeople over there? An experience that you had that made you look at things different in a way to promote Fuente.
I remember one of the first events, I think what kind of opened my eyes to a whole different world was, I was by myself. It was one of my first events alone with one of my sales team. And this gentleman comes in and he says, he took off his hat and he goes, "You don't know how much your family has touched my life." And I was like, "Honored. Thank you so much, sir." And he goes, "No, you don't understand." He goes, "I just came back from Afghanistan, and smoking an 858 was the best time for me in the war, because it was a moment that I was able to sit down and to decompress. And that smoke and that aroma brought back memories of my family, of home. And you saved me. Your family saved me and kept me going. And I just have to take my hat off to you and your family. And I can't thank you enough, and keep making great cigars." And that to me touched me, because, you know, of all, he's saving a country, you know, he's fighting for other people. And he said the cigar, the 858, which is actually what I'm smoking now, was what brought him home. And to me, that touched my heart. So I don't know if you guys see things. I always try to make stuff with military, camo stuff, because it's always a tribute to those men and women that are fighting in the forefront, and to keep this country, the best country in the world, alive. And I'm proud to be an American.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Definitely. Let me ask you this. You've done a lot of events. Your name is out there. You've recognized before, maybe because you were the daughter of Carlito. Now you have, you know, your own gig. People, you know, they love to see your father, but they love to see you also too. So let me ask you this. You've been in an event. What has been something, or somebody has come up to you and have not challenged you, but questioned you maybe on something that you might have feel a bit uncomfortable, and how did you handle that situation?
Jeez, Jose, talk about hard questions.
Your father said, "Bring it on."
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, if anybody knows me, I'm not too shy to not answer a question. I pretty much get myself in trouble often because I do answer. So there's no questions I really kind of steer away. We are a family business. We're an open book. And I think that's what keeps us so real, is that we are open and we are honest. And there really is no hiding. I don't steer away from any questions. I think that's what's important, because, you know, people think that we're this huge company, but in reality, we're a family business with family problems, and real life situations and we fight for all of us. I think that's one of the things that I know one of my personal things I can't stand is injustice. So I always try to stand up for what I think is right. And some of that is actually my opinion and my voice. And I think it's very imperative to speak the truth. And I'm very proud of who we are and what we've accomplished. And I don't have a hair in my tongue, which kind of gets me in trouble. Sorry, Dad.
Well, you've heard it from
I second that. I could vouch to that. I could vouch to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our attendees an incredibly talented person, somebody who is family to the Fuente family, somebody who's a friend to the Fuente family, somebody who is one of the greatest musicians of all times, somebody who is definitely the greatest trumpet player on the entire planet, Mr. Arturo Sandoval. And I would like to bring him onto the show to pay his respects to Lyanna. Arturo, can you hear us? You are live, Arturo.
Arturo, Papo, Papo.
There seems to be a little glitch in the line here. We'll try him a little bit later. All right.
I don't know if you guys have heard one of our amazing taglines is that we never rush the hands of time. So Arturo, take your time. I can't wait. I'm so happy that you're here.
All right. We well, there's so many questions coming in. I mean, I don't know where to start or where to finish, but I do have to I do have to read this one out because this is a Nail the Professor. And even though today is Fuente Friday, and even though this show is about Lyanna today, we're going to get one question in to Nail the Professor. And obviously it's our Canadian friends, Alex. Alex, let's give you a chance to nail the professor. Let me see if I can pull you in here. There you go. You're on the air, Alex.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing?
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Alex.
I'm really touched. This episode's really touching. Really beautiful. I have a question, and this is going to be a low ball hit. Professor, we all know people manipulate, some people manipulate leaf to create fake Maduros. But back in the days, a long time ago, when the most popular tobacco was wrapper leaf, Sumatra from Indonesia, what did people do to recreate its look on lower quality leaves?
Look, that's a question that I know what was going on, but in this show, we, to be in all honesty, do not question what other companies do. I think it's very ethical and it's very professional, because here what we really bring out is what great companies do and what companies like ours also do. So it's, I know what has been done. Carlito knows it. Hold it. I know what other companies have done, but like I said, it's a very touchy subject, and we're not, I personally don't get into those details. What other companies do or have done, it's something that we will never do at Fuente, and really prime companies will never do. So if Carlito wants to get into something, he could say something on that.
No, I compliment you, Jose. The show is about spreading love and about being ourselves, opening up, and talking about the wonderful things of cigars. And definitely, this is not a show about selling cigars or about really. The idea is not promoting, but promoting and spreading love. And I totally agree with you. What other companies do, it's not a concern of ours. And we just do the best that we can. And everybody has a right to do whatever they do in their companies. But premium cigars, all premium cigars are basically treated a certain way with love, care, a lot of attention to detail. And they speak for themselves. So I agree with you, and I compliment you, Jose, for that position. And that's one of the positions of this show that we all agreed on early on.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
it's
nice
look,
try, Alex. Come back tomorrow for another shot at the professor.
I'll try with a more ethical question.
Yeah, I went to, but yes, and it's one thing that everybody should understand, and we made it clear from the first day. We avoid talking about brands. We look as everybody. There can be competitors, but we have a lot of respect for everybody in the industry. And like Jeremiah, you, me, and even Lyanna, we've talked about it. We want everybody to succeed. We just want to make better cigars. We want to make the world happier. We want to continue doing what we've done for over 100 years. We're now into the 4th generation, and the way we do things at Fuente are just a little bit different. And like I said, we will never go into to anything. Now, if somebody brings up a theme about something great, we'll be the first one to acknowledge it and just, compliment whoever does it. But it's, Alex, you try to nail me, but try to nail me with something else, brother.
All right, Alex. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go back to Arturo Sandoval, see if we can pull him in. All right, Arturo, you are live.
He's muted.
I'm here.
Hey!
Papo! Hey, Papo!
Arturo!
Hey, I cannot see, I see only one person at a time on screen, and I cannot see myself. But anyway, I'm so happy to hear you all, and I'm participating in this beautiful live stream. I'm so proud to be part of the Fuente family. I love you all with all my heart, and I don't believe you have a better client than myself, because I don't know if you can see me, but I got my Don Carlos in my hand as soon as I get up, and I got several of them all day long until I go to bed. The only time I don't have a Don Carlos in my hand or my mouth is when I'm sleeping. And
I can testify to that. I've never seen Arturo not smoking a Don Carlos cigar except when he's on the trumpet, and in bed I don't know. I can't testify on that.
No. When I'm sleeping, I'm not allowed to smoke. But even when I practice the trumpet, I got the Don Carlos in my left hand.
That's talent.
That's right.
I love you all, guys. I love you all, and I
Love you, Arturo.
And we all love you.
A beautiful
Absolutely.
broadcast, a beautiful live stream, and Lyanna, we all are so proud of you. You're gorgeous. You're so beautiful outside and inside. You are my, I love my brother Carlito, and I love everybody in the family, but you are so special. Your charisma, your personality is second of none, and you represent, you are the face of Fuente family. You are the one who really bring a smile to everybody, and you're so charismatic, and it's a great addition to the history of the wonderful Fuente family. God bless you all, guys, and congratulations. Keep doing those things, because it's so nice. It's very important to stay connected, especially in this moment that is a kind of weird situation, but unfortunately on my side, I'm going to tell you, they cancel all my gigs until the end of the summer, and I'm supposed to have so many gigs on March, April, May, June, July. I'm supposed to be all the whole months in Europe. I got a book already the whole month, and everything has been canceled. But I still working at home. I still writing a lot of music, doing a lot of live stream, and we have to keep going. Life have to continue, and encourage everyone to stay on the sunny side of the street and stay positive and enjoy life, because life is worth it.
Wow.
Beautiful, Arturo.
Well, thank you very much, Arturo. For the people who don't know out there, Arturo Sandoval is a very, very, very very close friend and family member to the Fuente family. He's known Lyanna since she's a little girl. He's an absolute genius. And Arturo, with your blessing, you will be a guest of honor on the show very, very soon.
I want to hear him play the trumpet.
What a privilege. What a privilege.
All right. Thank you, sir. Be well and best
We
of
love you,
luck.
Papo.
Love you, Arturo.
Oh, look at that.
Woo!
Hey!
Bravo, bravo,
That's
bravo.
great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Arturo Sandoval. All right, Professor, take it from here. We are running out of time. We are completely over our allocated spot for this live show, but let's give it another few minutes if you have any more questions for Lyanna before we wrap it up.
Liana, I mean, for Arturo, I know how close he's been to the family. I've met him a lot of times at the show, and I mean, he's an absolute Fuente ambassador. He's and it's great to have him on the show because there's a lot to talk about him. You know, his days in Cuba when he came out, and for those that have not seen the movie For the Love of Country, I think it's the name, with Andy Garcia that's playing the part of Arturo Sandoval. I invite anybody to see the movie. It's a great story. It's a great love story about probably one of the greatest trumpet players of all time. The way he met Gypsy Gillespie, and Gypsy saw him and brought him, I think it was Europe the first time. And I think Carlito could elaborate a little more than me. He's been closer to Arturo. So I think it's an amazing story that Arturo Sandoval has to talk about.
Yes, it's called For Love or Country, and it's a beautiful story with so much romance, with so much history, with so much sacrifice, and it demonstrates the love of family and the big sacrifice of being forced to leave your home in belief of freedom. And I will tell you, there's no greater American that I've ever met, more patriotic than Arturo Sandoval. He always America, and freedom. And I am blessed to be his brother. And he's been awarded with the Medal of Freedom, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and you know he's been selected to play on 9/11, the seventh inning stretch in the Yankee Stadium, and you know his accolades just continue. I remember going to his house and seeing this huge wall full of keys. I mean, there were keys, I think, to every community across the world. And I said, Arturo, and all these keys. He says, I don't know, because none of them have ever opened anything. And that is Arturo. He's just a down-to-earth, humble. He's one of us. He's just the greatest man and friend, brother, husband. He's one of a kind, and I'm blessed. It's one of my greatest blessings that the love he has given me all these years.
Absolutely.
Well, there's no...
Before we wrap up the show, Lyanna, I would like to turn the mic over to you. Is there anything which you would like to share with the audience right now?
Actually, there's a question that just popped up. Somebody asked me, what's the most memorable time that I share with my grandfather? There's a lot of funny times. I would like to share this because it's very important, this little insight of who we are as a family. So every Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning, first of all, my grandfather called me every morning and he would always say, good morning, sunshine. But Sunday in particular, he would call me and he said, Lyanna, what do you want for lunch? Or what do you want to eat today? And it wasn't just me. It was my Aunt Cynthia, all the grandkids. Every Sunday we would go to Woodlawn, which is his house, and he would cook for the whole entire family. And it wouldn't be a Sunday, I mean, since I can remember, all of us together as a family laughing, drinking some Camus. He loved Camus. That was his favorite. Or he would have Chivas 18 for him. And us smoking cigars and talking about the week and our problems. And he would always be it was always how we're doing. No matter what the world happened, you know, could be around us, he would always have time for us and ask us, and help us. So that to me is the most memorable times that I have with my family.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm trying to figure out which questions we're going to ask Professor, because it's just coming in and coming in. Professor, you want to shoot?
No, I think that we should pick up some of the questions there. Read some off, Jeremiah, because I don't.
Oh, my
hundreds of
aunt's on.
questions.
Cynthia's on. She agrees. We had the best times, and we still do it. By the way, I'm not that she's on, but she is the best party person, and my cousin Rosana is the best decorator. Like, every time we decorated, Cynthia would be the invitee. All of a sudden, we had people showing up from God knows where. Would just show up. My grandmother, my grandfather always let everybody in, and Rosana would always decorate. I mean, our family's awesome. Not that I'm trying to, but we're we are a very unique, real, true, genuine family, full of crazies, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And those are memories that I'll have forever, and I love them. I'm very blessed.
I think we can all agree that you have an awesome family. You can definitely say that.
All right, we have a very, very beautiful and deep question that came in from Juliana, and I would like to invite Juliana online to ask Lyanna live. Juliana, you're on live.
Hi,
Oh my
everyone.
God, my beautiful friend.
Hello, everyone. So
Hello, Juliana.
I've been a friend of Liana for many years, and we would always sit down and talk about different experiences and how we can enhance each other's lives. And she would always tell me some sayings that her grandfather would tell her. But I want to ask you, Lyanna, what is that one saying that your grandfather told you that you would recite to yourself most often?
Everything's going to be okay. You know, you can do it. Everything's going to be okay, no matter what. And he'd always say, you know, people think they know, but you know, have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, and you can do anything. He always said, can't does not exist. Can't is not a word that exists in our family vocabulary. You will do it. You can do it. And I believe in you. And that's something that he always said. Juliana, I'm so awesome that you came. She's one of my closest friends. She actually came and drove all the way from Orlando to spend my birthday with me and took me out as a surprise and had flowers just to surprise me. She's a very special person. And by the way, Juliana came all the way to Dominican Republic and danced because she was on a dance team before and gave for Bachata Day a huge show for all the kids at the foundation. And I'll never, I mean, words cannot express the gratitude I have for her and her generosity. And she's humble and genuine and sweet. I'm blessed to call you a friend.
Oh, thank you very much, Lyanna. Thank you so much. All right. Well, Lyanna, I've known you for how long?
Don't say the age, because that means I'm old too.
Yeah, well, it's most of our life actually. So, all right, little sister, I'll let you get one.
Jeremiah had hair.
I'll let you get one shot at me publicly in front of the whole world. Go for it.
Oh, this is good. Okay. Okay, you ready for it?
All right, go do it, sister.
Set up. So I would always make fun of Jeremiah because Jeremiah has his alter ego. So whenever he gets really whatever, his Gaston comes out. He goes, "My name is Jeremiah," and he starts talking like, and I'm like, "Oh God, here comes Gaston." So it's an inside joke, but everybody pay attention. Watch when Gaston comes out because it's a show to watch. It's hysterical.
All
That's
right.
my favorite, Gaston.
Yeah. All right, you delivered it. The secret's out. The Gaston Bermudez, right?
Gaston Bermudez.
All right, guys. Listen, this has been a hell of a show. It's been the greatest show ever. We've had the pleasure and the honor of hosting the most beautiful, the smartest, the sweetest of the Fuente next generation that's come on and enlightened us for the past, oh my goodness, it's been almost an hour and a half now. Lyanna, we cannot thank you enough. We cannot show our appreciation enough for everything that you're doing, whether it's in the industry, whether it's outside of the industry. You are a hell of a future, not only for the company, but for many, many people out there. And I think all of us will be in accord to saying that we love you and we thank you. And we have to get you on the show very, very, very soon to continue this, because it's just run out of time, and there's trillions of questions to come up next. But Lyanna, thank you very much. It's that time of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember, stay safe, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and we love you very, very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, a happy Fuente Friday, and to all of you, all our love, goodbye for now.
All our love.
Bye, guys. Stay safe.
Everyone. Happy Fuente Friday.
Happy Fuente Friday. Oh, and don't forget, wash your hands out there. It's getting crazy. All right, wash your hands. Happy Fuente Friday.
Thank you.
Fuente Friday.